So okay. So
All right, cool.
yeah, so we organized in Bridgeton for about 2 years now with this driver's license campaign to
Hmm.
provide all undocumented families the right to drive, right?
Yep.
In these 2 years, just like in Bridgeton or New Brunswick or Newark or Elizabeth, cities where we have a lot of Latino communities, the narrative is the same. The story is the same. We are afraid of African Americans because, well, we've been told, right? And that's not good because if we continue to look at each other as not as allies, not as brothers and sisters, and
Hmm.
continue to believe these stereotypes and not do anything to knock these down, we're gonna continue to fight separately battles. Although we know that the same oppressor is the ones that are, we under the same system of oppression. Um, so for what's happening right now in Cosecha, we're having this conversations, these spaces where we are talking to our coordinators, our bases, to really, really ask the question, you know, why we cannot be much closer to our community of Black sisters and brothers. Why can we not be? So a lot of things that I personally know it was going on is starting to come out to the surface. So once this comes out to the surface, we got to cleanse it. We got to take it away because it's not healthy, right? So I would say
Right.
the stereotype and prejudgments that we learned that were given to us as the truth, which is not, right? So that's one barrier. The other barrier is also just the lack of culture. Like a lot of our Latino brothers and sisters don't know too much about the Black culture. And when you don't know something about something, it's kind of hard to get close to that, right? So I
Wow.
think we'll be in the future, just to give you like one example out of the top of my head, will be like if we can have like a festival to bring in the communities that we want to get together, right? Like the Black community, the Latino community, or any other minority community that are down in Bridgeton or Melville, right?
Yep.
So those are the three things that I see. So it's a language barrier, the stereotypes and prejudice that we have acquired, and the lack of actual knowledge of each other's culture, the way we're supposed to, and also is, to be honest with you, is political education too. Our community lack a lot of political education, right?
Hmm.
We come here to the States, and the first thing we do is work, 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 and work. We don't do nothing than work. So we have no time to be politically educated on different topics, history, right? So
Wow.
we can be 20 years in this United States of America, we can be 20 years in Bridgeton or Melville without not really knowing the history or why we do have to work 80 hours a week, 12, 15 hours a day. Why do we have to do this? So we are not politically educated the way we're supposed to be. So that's the other barrier, right? Because I know if our community were more politically educated, right away we'll know why our brothers and sisters in the Black community are going through what you guys are going through, right?
Wow.
It shouldn't be too hard and too long to say, hey, I'm with you, I'm here for you, I'm here with you, side to side. But because of the lack of political education, that's what's slowing us as community to integrate much closer, right?
Wow.
So that's our four things I could mention that maybe in my head is what kind of is stopping us from getting closer to each other. Mhm.
Wow, that's good
Yeah.
points. Is there anything you wanted to add? What was your name again?
Arcelia?
Yep.
Carlos, you,
Oh, you talking to me, JT, or Arcelia?
Uh, how you say your name again?
Arcelia.
Arcelia?
Arce. Yeah, you got it.
All right. Anything you wanted to add, Arcelia?
I'm agree with Carlos, but also is the balance between each community. So, like, it's good idea to have something in between so they can get together and we can know each other. If it, the barrier of language translate, and it's good so people know a different language, and they can see the people's want to involve with the community, and take the time to know each other instead of being against each other.
That's the truth. Wow, that's powerful stuff. That's I totally agree with every point that y'all made, and even coming from growing up in Britain at times, I will see the separation, between the two cultures. Like you said, the language barriers. And I think we all can just do a better job on both sides of just coming together. Just like Carlos mentioned about being under the same umbrella of a system that tries to keep you down and hold you back. I think if we bring those discussions to the table when we get together and do like a festival or something like that, I think everybody understand that we're all trying to reach the same place and have common goals.
And also, if the school wants to get involved to stop the bullying between Spanish and white and black communities, instead of like really get on top of that, because there's a lot of bullying in school, but nobody knows anything, and nobody say anything.
Wow.
And, and the teachers in school, they know what is going on. Nobody say anything. And when you try to say something, they always, oh, you have to follow certain procedures, and you have to follow certain rules, and nobody does anything. And it's tough because when you
That's
try
right.
to think,
Yes,
you
sir.
all got like rejected from the school.
Wow. So that means that's something that we have to get together too and go to the school boards together and raise
Yes.
concerns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think JT, I don't know too much about Menville. I know a little bit more about Bridgeton because I organized there for probably like a year.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think we should create like a round table with leaders from our brothers and sisters in the Black community and also from leaders in the Latino community. Sit down in this round table and exchange, just like you're doing. And I thank you so much for this, bringing us together to start this conversation. Yeah, so we can bring more leaders into the conversation and create this beautiful connection where, like as Celia says, even if it's something like in a school bullying issue, we come out as a united front,
Yeah,
not as a oh, because there's a Latino issue, let them deal with it, or if it's a black issue, let them deal with it. Should be, quality of life issue should pertain to all of us as a united front. Now, if anybody messes with you, they mess with us too. You know what I
exactly.
mean? If the system's trying to get at you, they're gonna have to get at us too.
That's
We have to be seen as a united front, and we're willing to do that because, again, our struggle as undocumented immigrants has a lot of similarities as you struggle. Like I said before, they don't want us to succeed. They don't want us to keep going forward. They always want to give us more roadblocks than we need to. And we as Latino community, immigrant community, just came here about 50, 60, 70 years ago. We have to be looking to your community because you guys have been in this for much longer, than us. So we look up to you guys, right,
that's
to learn a lot of things. You know, you guys have opened a lot of doors, not just for your community as far as like human rights and civil rights, but also a lot of rights that we, as although undocumented immigrants, we also benefit from, right? We enjoy. So we are definitely down to have this conversation is also to create this round table with more leaders that you think will be fruitful, and will be also with the same idea, vision that you have, right? To keep
yep.
talking and then create like a little bit of concrete next steps. Like, for example, like I said, maybe if things get better with the virus, maybe by October, things are a little better, we can create like a small event, multicultural event where we invite, the African American community, we invite the Latino. Maybe not everybody's gonna show up the first time, but at least it's a start. Where
Exactly.
we have spaces where these two beautiful communities meet up and talk about productive things. Yeah. So that's what I will say. Let's bring in ideas of how can we have events or small activities that we're gonna include our both communities and look like a united front.
Wow, awesome. And like you said, man, even getting together and using our economic base, because
Yeah.
the different cultures mixing, with barber shops and food stores, we can come together and have some plans of Black and Latino businesses that we can all just start to support and keep money in our community as a whole. Because I think one of the stigmas is, oh no, I don't want to go there. That's a Hispanic place. They may not accept me, or I don't want to support them, and they don't want to support us. So just getting the word out there where we just start to support instead of going to this store. We can go to this store to make sure that we support each other and show, like you said, that united front. And then, once money start changing hands, like they say, money talks. So now
Yeah.
people
Hmm.
there and put out there, hey, the Latino community support my store, so I'm behind them. And then you could be like, the Black community support my store or barbershop or whatever it may be. So I think that'll really begin to build a relationship.
Yeah, because Walmart is good store, but goes out of the town. But if
Yep,
they the local stores, the money is staying in our town for benefit to our families instead of going to this main huge businessmen. They don't collaborate with anything in the town, so
that's right.
don't make sense.
That's the truth. Cool. So,
Yeah.
yeah, let's keep it going. Let's put together some strategic things, man. Put a list together, and like you said, start putting ideas there about a festival, multicultural, and I think we can get it done, man.
Yeah, definitely. And also, let's not forget to highlight the unique contribution of each of our cultures give to this to our place. We want to work together, but also we don't want the African American community not to highlight the unique contributions you guys have done. If it
Exactly.
wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here as an organizer, right? Um, so also for the Latino community, the unique contribution also should be highlighted. So this way, it's not like you said, it's not a competition of who shines more brighter than the other one. This is more like, again, like a united front. If it's got to be if it's got to be about money, like spending money in local businesses, let's all help each other because at the end of the day, this is your town, this is your barrio, this is your hood, this is where you live, this is where your family's been dwelling for so long.
That's
So
right.
if I'm successful, my neighbors got to be successful too, right? And we only got each other. We only got each other to hold each other up, right? And
Yep.
we've seen this that the government don't give a rat ass about us, right?
That's right.
We at the end of the day, we are working class. We are workers, right? Whether
Yep.
you're black, whether you're Latino, whether you're Asian, we're workers, and we are being exploited, right, at different levels, in
Yep.
different ways. So we gotta we gotta hold each other's hand and walk forward together. So that's my mentality. I think that's Arcelia's mentality, and that's Cosecha's movement. That's the movement that we organize in mentality and vision. Hmm.
Awesome. Yeah, and I run a nonprofit, Positive Vibes Community Group. So we definitely can put it on the table, get together, and get some plans together. Different funding. So that way people don't really have to come out of pocket. And I think this is something big. Just a start, and I think it's going to spread like wildfire, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm down with you. Yeah.
Cool. So I definitely appreciate y'all, man. Reach out to me. My number is 856.
Sorry, I can't write down, but Carlos can do it. She can pass it.
1 second. Let me get a pen.
Okay.
Well, actually, let me just type it on my phone. 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Go ahead, JT.
It's 856
856
462
462
2184.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Um, yeah. Do you have a page, a Facebook page or anything? Do you so we can
Yeah,
look you up and follow you?
yeah, it's JT Burks, the name there on the
J-
screen. You could just search
Oh,
that up and then send me a friend request, and then I can send you an invite to like the pages and everything that I represent.
I
oh,
send you the
great.
post. Don't worry.
Okay,
Okay,
awesome. So yeah, we got to get together, man, and do this again soon.
definitely.
Cool.
All right, JT.
All right,
And
y'all.
anything, just holler back. We're here for each other. You know.
That's right.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Have a good
Have
day,
a
y'all.
nice day, bro. God bless you. Bye
God
bye.
bless.
Thank you, Carlos.
Bye, Arcelia.